Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fallout 4's DLC, Far Harbor. My name's Camel, and this video is going to be a unique weapon guide in which I will show you how to find and use the unique pole hook known as Bloodletter. And of course, to acquire this weapon, you will need the Far Harbor DLC installed. If you can hear a hurricane, that's because there is one outside. So once the DLC is installed, all we need to do is come to the town of Far Harbor. You will have no trouble finding this, as it is the first place you arrive in the DLC. Once here, we need to find and talk to Cassie Dalton. She's quite easy to find, just look for the old lady slumped over. Once here, talk to her and listen to the story about her family. Agree to help her and we will gain the quest Bloodtide, the first stage of which we have to eliminate the feral ghouls. Now these ghouls are found at the National Park campground, and on the map they can be found to the west-southwest of the town of Far Harbor. And of course once here you will be fighting about 5 or 6 feral ghouls, so of course be sure to come prepared for that fight. Once that is done, head back to Cassie and tell her you have wiped the feral ghouls out. The next stage of the quest, we have to wipe out a fog crawler. Now this fog crawler can be found at Dalton Farm, which on the Pip-Boy map can be found to the northwest of the town of Far Harbor. Once here, all you need to do is find the pale fog crawler and kill it. Now killing a fog crawler is never easy, so of course come prepared for a fight with a fog crawler. Once the fog crawler has been defeated, head back to Cassie in Far Harbor and tell you have slain the beast, thus completing that stage of the quest. Then we will receive the third and final stage of the quest. For this we will need to head to Brooks Head Lighthouse, which on the Pip-Boy map can be found in the middle of the bottom of the island of Far Harbor at the bottom of the map. Once here, head up to the top of the lighthouse and kill the leader Douglas. Upon doing so, we will have completed the final stage of the quest Bloodtide. Then of course we need to head back to Cassie and tell her that we have completed the mission. And unlike Preston Garvey, she will be content with just the 3 stages of the quest. Not only will we receive 500 bottle caps, but we will also receive the unique pole hook Bloodletter. As always, before looking at the weapons base stats, I have reduced all my character's special attribute stats to 1. I also have no bobblehead perk or magazine effects applied to my character. What this means is we will be seeing the absolute minimum base stats of the weapon. Now there is only 1 mod slot and only 1 mod to go in that 1 mod slot, which is the puncturing modification, which we will be adding, and as we can see, it adds armor piercing and superior damage. Now once it has been modded out this way, as we can see, it has a base ballistic damage of 49, its speed is slow, its weight is 9.8, and its value is 283. And up the top, Bloodletter plus 25 bleed damage over 5 seconds. As we know, Bloodletter is a unique pole hook, which is essentially a butcher's hook crudely fashioned onto a long wooden pole to create a fishing implement that is equally effective as a melee weapon. And of course, once fully modded out, it had a base damage of 49. But once I got my character's strength up to 10 and added all of the appropriate perks, I was able to get the damage up to 323. Now although the weapon speed is slow, that's actually quite a big amount of damage, especially if you're inside of vats, in which the time between swings is greatly reduced. And of course on top of that, because of the modification, we have a puncturing effect, and because of the wounding legendary prefix, we have a plus 25 bleed damage per shot as well. It's actually a pretty damn cool weapon. Now the great thing about the wounding legendary prefix, which is of course attached to Bloodletter, is that there is no such thing as bleed resistance, and the bleed effects stack. Now most enemies in the game are challenging to kill because of their resistances, which are quite high, and not because their health is absurdly enormous. So of course the bleeding effect cuts straight through all of their resistances and goes straight to their health. And again, the bleeding effects stack, but sadly Bloodletter is of course a slow weapon, so the bleeding effect comes into most use inside of vats, when hits are much more frequent. Now although Bloodletter is equipped with a rather useful and powerful legendary prefix, there are of course better melee weapons in the game. Bloodletter is most certainly by no means up there with the good ones, but it is alright. There are most certainly worse, unique melee weapons. And considering how easy Bloodletter is to get as soon as you get to Far Harbor, 3 easy stages in an easy quest, and you've got a fairly decent melee weapon on your hands. So it is worth getting, and of course, if you are into collecting unique weapons, this is for you too. I recently took a poll, and I can confirm that Bloodletter will most certainly have you hooked. And if you ever plan on going postal, this is the letter to deliver, straight to your enemies' necks. Equipping this weapon will keep your hemoglobin posted. And personally, I prefer to use pen, but if you want a Bloodletter, this is the weapon for you. And here it is, Bloodletter in action. ladies and gentlemen, I've been Camel, and this has been my weapon guide for the unique pole hook known as Bloodletter in Fallout 4's DLC Far Harbor. If you did find this video useful and you would like to see other Fallout 4 weapon guides, please feel free to click on the playlist button on screen. This of course will take you directly to my Fallout 4 guides playlist where you can select the videos you wish to watch freely. Or you can of course check in the description where it will be frequently updated with links to new Fallout 4 guides that I upload. If you enjoy a man in his 20s complaining about Pokemon Go, please feel free to follow me on Twitter. The link can also be found in the description. And as always, I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very shortly in the next video. I'll see you there in a second.